My title is Less Generals, More GIs.
United States Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has announced major reductions in the number of top-ranking military officers as part of his plan to streamline the U.S. Armed Forces. In a memo released on Monday, Hegseth ordered a 20% cut in the number of four-star generals and admirals, the highest-ranking officers in the U.S. military.
So as I said, it's going to happen in two phases. The result of Phase 1 is a minimum of 20% reduction of four-star and flag officers for active duty elements, and a minimum of 20% reduction of general and flag officers in the National Guard Bureau.
He also directed a 10% reduction in the number of general and flag officers across the armed services.
Phase 2 will produce a minimum of an additional 10% reduction of overall general and flag officers throughout the DoD, in conjunction with a realignment of the Unified Command Plan.
The memo also included a directive to reduce the number of general officers in the National Guard by 20%. In a video message explaining the Fewer Generals More GIs policy, Hegseth highlighted the current ratio of one general for every 1,400 troops, compared to one for every 6,000 during World War II.
Let's take a bit of a trip down memory lane. In history, when we were fighting across the globe during World War II, we had a force that was 12 million strong. For that 12 million man element, we had 17 4- and 5-star generals. Today, we have 2.1 million service members with 44 4-star and flag officers. So it used to be a ratio of one general to 6,000 troops. Today, it's one general to 1,400.
Hegseth emphasized that increasing the number of generals and admirals does not necessarily lead to greater military success. Hegseth said the reductions were made in collaboration with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, aiming to enhance both strategic and operational readiness.
This has been a deliberative process, working with the Joint Chiefs of Staff with one goal: maximizing strategic readiness and operational effectiveness by making prudent reductions in the general and flag officer ranks.
The U.S. military's nearly 40 active four-star generals include high-profile positions such as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the heads of major military commands. These positions also include the chiefs of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, as well as the leaders of U.S. Africa Command, European Command, and U.S. Forces Korea. The personnel cuts are part of a larger initiative by President Donald Trump's administration to reduce the size of the federal government. Since taking office again in January, President Trump or his administration has dismissed several top military leaders. These include former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Charles Q. Brown and former Navy Chief Admiral Lisa Franchetti,